Now, I want to make a personal note about the BoomerCons on X who are talking about the affordability crisis and joking about $20 burritos. One thing I want to point out about all of this is you might as well be campaigning for the DSA. This is so out of touch that it is absolutely unbelievable. The prices of housing and renting in this country have exploded, and Gen Z is now looking at a situation where it is nigh impossible to afford getting a home before the age of 30 without signing some egregious 30-year mortgage. And in addition to these colleges that are cranking out phony baloney degrees to be educated, or rather indoctrinated, in a lot of brainwashing and ridiculous degrees such as feminist studies and all sorts of studies that have nothing to do with the real world, well, it's no wonder that they're angry. And they are manifesting this frustration and this dooming by going out and ordering themselves a $20 burrito, or they're doing DoorDash. This is because the previous generations are failing them. Point blank. We have put in place an absolutely absurd system of taxation and regulation, and the Federal Reserve is eating our money supply. They are destroying the value of the dollar, and these kids are not being able to keep up. They are not marrying early for a reason. And guess what? It takes two incomes to have a middle-class living in this country right now. This is not the case it was when you were growing up in the 1950s or the 1970s. Things have changed. And I know personally, because you can make a good deal of money in this country and still have a hard time keeping up. And it is not a joke about these Gen Z millennials who you say are entitled and spoiled. I don't see it that way. I see that they are reacting to a world that is failing them, and to adults who are not giving them proper leadership. And so I want people to take a look in the mirror, because you look at the world, the America that we've left them, it is an absolute joke. It is a basket case. $30 to $40 trillion in a national debt, $1 to $2 trillion deficits every single year, spending on welfare programs, and then inviting foreigners in by the millions to loot our system. And you can go look at the breakdown, the statistics about those who are using the welfare programs in this country, the entitlement system, that come from other countries, whether they be legal immigrants or illegal immigrants. So this is an absolute farce. You need to stop scolding these Gen Z voters, because they are going to turn against the Republican Party extremely hard. Now, I have no love lost for the Republican Party whatsoever. They are basically dead to me. They have done nothing for generations to fix the actual problems in this country. We have left them in a massive hole, and it goes back to our inability to fix the problems that were started under Woodrow Wilson, that got worse with FDR, and even worse under LBJ. All of these programs have been an absolute nightmare for this country, because they are causing an insurmountable amount of debt, and we have no longer really put an infrastructure in place where you can help yourself. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, that's very easy to say when your money isn't being confiscated and given to CEOs of NGOs who are paying themselves millions of dollars to fund radical organizations across the country. And it's just an absolute farce. You need to just shut up before we lose even more voters. You guys are clueless, you are out of your depth, and you need to just pay attention when everyone is telling you that this is not a pull yourself up by your bootstraps thing. This is our money is being destroyed thing. This is our institutions are failing thing. It is no longer easy for people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, to succeed through hard work and talent. That is the complaint. Okay? And so they're going out and buying $20 burritos because they can't afford a house. Okay? Something should click in your head. All right? That is not what's going on here. So get with the program before you lose us the midterm elections and maybe future elections. So weigh in with your own thoughts. We always appreciate hearing from you at the Becker Brief.